Hey Michelle, nice job here. It does look a little like a target, but it's not that bad. I mean, I don't see it as a target until you mentioned it. I always kind of look at them before I read what the students write. So anyway, um, in this assignment, we got to use as many shapes as we wanted to. We got to do pretty much whatever we wanted to do with them in terms of sizing, rotation, arrangement. So you definitely have a nice, strong focal point, which is a big part of the design. It definitely is dominant. You know, this is almost dominant too, just because of its size. But again, just you know, that you didn't kind of enclose this you've got a couple different circles here inside of each other. That definitely is a strong focal point. So when we think about the balance in the design, I think it looks really pretty balanced. I think you've got I think you've got these big chunky forms, which are kind of heavy, but then again, they're balanced by more repetition of the smaller forms. Um, so that looks really cool. You've got some of the shapes going to the edge. You could even push that even more with some of the shapes that are more obvious. Obviously, something like the triangle or the circle. Yeah, good job with that. One thing that I'm not seeing too much of is rotation. So that's something you could create a little bit more of a dynamic sense, as whenever you've got like a diagonal, it really does work to create a sense of energy. But really nice job utilizing the whole picture plane. Another thing not seeing too much of is the combining different shapes to create more complex shapes with the overlap. So just not seeing too much of that, because the shapes are actually fairly spaced out evenly, which could be a good thing, but also can also create kind of a little bit of static. So that's just also something to think about, and just creating some variety. One thing that's really cool, and why this is also a focal point, is because you've got all these arrows, right? The triangles are pointers, and even the repetition of these circles are pointers going towards the circle. I wonder if this middle part would have been a different size from these, if that would have looked different, or maybe even another little tiny white one. So